Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Chivera here as always and as usual. Guys, you know how Nigeria is often referred to as a third world country? Well, a lot of people in Nigeria regard Enugu and other southeastern states in Nigeria as third world states. The reason for this I don't know, and I'm not here to discuss them. Rather, I am here to address the questions that have arisen as a result of these assumptions of Enugu and the other southeastern states in Nigeria. So I'm talking about the top 10 or the top most frequently asked questions about Enugu. A lot of you tend to ask questions about Enugu simply because you are interested in finding out what's up with this city that seems to be slow, while other people ask their questions because they want to relocate to this place or that they want to visit this place. So if you're interested in Enugu as a state, I might be addressing one of the questions you have asked online or offline or directly to me or to someone that asked me and I got to know about this question. So feel free to stick around to get the answers to most of your troubling questions about Enugu. And before I go, that's a go. Hey god, the accent. Actually, I wanted to say delve and I wanted to say go, so it's not like girl. However, before I go into the video, let me talk about my merch. I am wearing one of my merch today, guys. If you follow me from last year, you know that I launched this merch late last year, around December last year, and a lot of you were so supportive of this merch and I'm so thankful. However, I've not talked about this merch this year except for the time that Rodemaya got one. He rocked it in several of his videos, and one of my video here that I did with him, I think that was the only time I talked about this merch this year. But the thing is this, the merch is still very much available. The merch is basically a t-shirt, though I'm trying to expand to other products. So the merch is basically this tee with graphic designs of notable landmarks and neighborhoods in Enugu. So if you're hoping to rep your city as I'm currently repping, or trying to rep your hood, there are different designs for different neighborhoods. Simply order yours by sending me an email. My email address is on the screen as verachidimma7@gmail.com. You can also check that in the description box. And when I launched this last year, I sold it for 5,000 naira. But currently it is now 6,000 naira because prices of things have increased in Nigeria. It is not my fault. Cost of production have also increased, and so just if you want one, like this one I'm wearing is called City State of Mind. So this is basically the Enugu anthem. So if you're wearing this anywhere, anybody seeing you that knows Enugu knows you are repping Enugu. So if you also want to rep your neighborhood, wherever it is you grew up in or you're currently living, I also make such teas. So just order and support your girl and my ministry. All right, okay, let's move into the video properly. So one of the most frequently asked questions about Enugu is, does boat work in Enugu? The simple answer is yes, boat works in Enugu. And in case you do not know, Bolt is a ride-hailing company here in Nigeria that is so popular in Lagos. And I'm sure a state like Lagos will not get questions as, does boat work in Lagos? However, boat works in Enugu, and the reason for them not being so popular here, I'm saying they're not so popular because a lot of people who live here in Enugu even ask me, Vera, does boat work in Enugu? Okay, some of them are surprised when I tell them that. So boat works here, and the reason why I feel they're not so popular is because here in Enugu we have various alternative means of transport. Okay, and cost of transportation here in Enugu is relatively affordable. It is quite affordable. Okay, and both on its own tend to be on the high side. All right, so when you're given two options of things and one is higher than one, or one is expensive than the other, people tend to go to the cheaper one. So even if it's a difference of 200 naira, people would rather use other means of transport than patronizing both. That is simple economics. All right, so that is one of the reasons. The second reason I feel boat is not so popular here is because of the traffic here in Enugu, but it is not as crazy and nerve-wracking as those of them in Lagos. So over here people also tend to move around with their vehicles, so that is why there is not a lot of high patronage for boats, and that is why it is not so popular. All right, but yes, there is boat here. If you're coming into Enugu or visiting Enugu or whatever, even if you're living here in Enugu and you have the boat app, you can always order your boat here because they are available here in Enugu. So moving away from that, the second most frequently asked question is, does GPS work in Enugu? Seriously, you guys must think that Enugu is so bush, like we are so backward. Yes, GPS works here in Enugu. It works so well. It does the same thing it does for you guys in other cities in Nigeria or across the world. So GPS works here However, it works better in some areas than other areas, and you guys would agree with me that Enugu is quite a planned city. So with that, it is very easy for GPS to work here. But like I said, there are places where it doesn't give you the actual location, but it gives you something close to that. But yes, GPS works here. Alright, so moving away from that, the next question you guys asked about my city is Enugu safe? I've talked about this a lot of times, a couple of times actually. I've also made a video about that. Yes, Enugu is safe. I'm not trying to exonerate my state as a state that has 0% crime rate. No, we are not 100% devoid of crime, but this is a state where you can comfortably sleep at night with both eyes closed, your mind at rest. But like I said, that doesn't mean that we have 0% crime rate. So Enugu is very safe. It's also safe for foreigners, it's safe for the locals, it's safe for black people, it's safe for white people, it's safe for every kind of person. No matter your socioeconomic status, Enugu is very safe for you. All right, now the next question is there an international airport in Enugu? Of course there is. What is Akanu an international airport? You guys are annoying me. Okay, basically yes, we have an international airport. It is still under renovation, expansion and all of that, but last year or last 2 years, last year was the year of COVID, right? The last 2 years being 2019, we had Ethiopian airline coming here, so dropping people direct from Addis Ababa down to Nigeria, and that is an international route, right? With that in mind, we have an international airport, although plans are being put in place to bring in a lot of airlines coming here to expand the routes and all of that. But yes, we have an international airport. Another question they ask is Enugu airport working? Yes, the airport has been open since last year. People have been flying in and out since this the airports were opened post-COVID. So if you want to get into Enugu by flight, you're so welcome. If you want to leave Enugu by flight, you're also welcome. The next question here is Enugu expensive? I'm going to give you two answers to this, yes and no. Cost of living basically in Enugu is cheap or affordable, but rent is high here in Enugu. So Enugu is an affordable state, but rent is so high here. I'm talking about a state where you're not earning so much. Enugu is a low earning state, and the current price of rent is so annoying and so nerve-wracking. Although a lot of people who come into Enugu claim that the rent is affordable, but I'm talking on behalf of those of us who live here, who earn from the state, who own businesses here, who, you know, people that depend on this state to make a living. Enugu is expensive when it comes to rent or real estate. Everything real estate is so expensive in Enugu. So rent is expensive, but cost of living like feeding, dressing, partying, or going is actually affordable. It's something you can do, but rent is expensive, real estate is expensive. All right, moving away from that, the next question a lot of you are asking is, are there Airbnbs in Enugu? Yes, there are Airbnbs in Enugu. Just in case you do not know, Airbnbs are short let apartments owned by a company called Airbnb. So they offer people who are traveling or who are tourists the opportunity to stay in other people's homes for a certain amount of money. And recently, not even recently, a lot of people are not so comfortable staying in hotels. So if you're such kind of person, you might be looking to stay in such short-let apartments like Airbnbs and all of that. And yes, there are Airbnbs in Enugu, and I've made a video about one of the Airbnbs which is still in operation, and I'm also planning to make another video of another Airbnb in Enugu. So yes, there are Airbnbs in Enugu. You can always book them through the Airbnb site and all that. So moving away from that, the next question you guys have is, how far is Enugu to Lagos? If you're trying to fly to Lagos, that is go to Lagos by air, Enugu is roughly an hour. Considering other incontingencies and every other thing that could happen, Enugu is roughly an hour to Lagos. And if you are going by road, Enugu is roughly 7 hours, considering that the roads are not so fantastic and all that. So it is 7 hours from here to Lasgidi or Ekoni Baje. I hope I got that, Eko and all that. So it is 7 hours from here. The next question you guys have here is, are there delivery services or logistics services in Enugu? Yes, there are a lot of them, and one of them which I trust a lot, I would encourage you to use, is Ogugo. Ogugo is a logistic company here in Enugu that can like they are into a whole lot of delivery things. They deliver food, cooked food from eateries. They deliver things, products from, let's say, from the park to your house. They also do this errand thing. They shop for you and bring to you. So OKOH is a place. I'm going to leave their website and everything about them in the description box, so you go through them and know how it's going to help you. Because I'm talking about this emphatically, because people who come in here reach out to me like they don't want to go out and they want that kind of life they live in other cities of Nigeria or of the world, where they can do their thing and have somebody else run their errands. OKOH is a nice company to reach out for all of those things. So yes, there are errand companies or logistic company or delivery companies in Enugu, and I will recommend that you guys use OKOH if you're in Enugu. Then another question you guys have is there no water in Enugu? So I'm just going to be honest with you guys here, and I'm going to give you two answers, and yes and no is the answer. When people hear no water in Enugu, they tend to assume that Enugu is a dry place. No water, we don't bathe, we don't drink, or we export water from other states. No, it is not that bad. We have water, we clean up good and all that. But when we say no water in Enugu, it means that an average man, an average person, or an average landlord cannot afford to drill borehole in Enugu. And this is as a result of the topography of the state. Remember, we are the coal city state. So when you hear coal city state, it's not just a tagline. It's because coal is here. Enugu is rich in coal. So when you keep digging for water and all that, you get to encounter coal as an obstacle. So that is why we do not have a lot of potable drinking water in the city. But most towns or most communities have it better. Okay, so that is why tanker business boom here, because they go to places or communities like Nightmare, Ngo to get water back to the city. So that is what we talk about. There is no water in Enugu. It's not like I can on my pump or turn on my tap right now and expect potable drinking water to come out of it. No, we tend to buy the one, and most of us rely heavily on these tankers, sachet water and other forms of packed water. All right, so yes, there is water in Enugu. No, there is also not a lot of water in Enugu. Dry seasons like this period, we have it. It's so crazy, it's so crazy. Especially this year, there's not been a lot of rain. It just rained once since this year, and that was last night. So in Enugu, and it didn't even rain long enough. So this year it's very crazy. A lot of people are feeling the bite of it, and that is why we trended. And we are calling on the governor, and I'm also calling on the governor or the government right now to do something about that, so that next year we do not encounter the whole thing. But is there water in Enugu? Yes. Do we bath well? Yes. Do we drink well? Yes. Do we cook with clean water? Yes. Is this a Sahara desert area? No. So I hope that helps. So the next question is there internet in Enugu, or how is internet in Enugu? Guys, there is internet in Enugu. That is why I'm uploading YouTube videos. That is why you're watching me. That is why you know me, and I know a lot of you guys. So there is internet in Enugu. Now talking about the how, internet is strong here in Enugu, although there are areas that have better network or internet service of a particular network provider than the other people. For instance, in my area, MTN is so good, Airtel is so good, but Glow seems to be a bit slow. But then there's another area in Enugu that Glow is like you know, it's that way. Then MTN is not so good there. So I feel the same thing as other states in Nigeria. It's not just like an Enugu problem. So there's internet here, and there is strong internet connection. You just have to figure out the one that works for the area you live in best. Although I've not really encountered where I'm going to an area and I don't have data or network or anything, except it's a general national problem where I have to run to Twitter and I'm seeing my brothers from Lagos and Abuja complain, MTN is bad though because I use MTN. Okay, so that is that. The next question is, are there good tourist attractions or tourist centers in Enugu? Yes, the answer to that is yes, depending on what tickles your tourism fantasy. Okay, is that fantasy or fancy? Guys, correct me in the comment section, I don't know. So depending on what tickles your tourism F word there. So Enugu, if you are into a lot of natural things, Enugu is the best place for it, because there are a lot of lakes here, there are a lot of waterfalls. And if you're also someone that is interested in hiking, because Enugu literally translates to on top of a hill, we are surrounded by a lot of hills, so you can go into the hiking thing. There are a lot of hiking groups here in Enugu that do that for fun, and they're doing very good for themselves, so you can also do that. Then if your tourism for you means lots of hotels and eateries and all that, this is Enugu for you. So whatever it is that tickles your fancy, Enugu can provide that. So yes, there are tourist centers or attractions in Enugu. So guys, the last but not the least question today is, are there good schools in Enugu? Yes, there are good schools in Enugu. I'm talking about education. When you talk about education in Nigeria, the next state that should come to your mind is Enugu. Enugu is a state that prides itself in having the highest, let's say, highest population of schools and institutions of learning and all that. I'm not going to talk about the primary or the secondary schools, so let's talk about the universities. Enugu, I think, is the state with the highest number of high institutions here. Enugu is also that state where you get to pay for a child in kindergarten, crèche, over ₦1,000,000. I've seen such schools. I know someone who's like 2 years, a bit, yeah, the baby is 2 years, they're paying 500,000 naira per term for this child. Enugu is also that place where you get to see schools that take their children to outside of the country for summer holidays, for what's it called, oh god, I've forgotten, like where you go and god, I've forgotten, but where you go to other schools abroad to learn with them for some time or something. There's something they call it. I'm sorry guys, I've forgotten, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So Enugu provides such schools. So if you're looking for bougie schools that are here, if you're looking for middle class schools that are here, if you're looking for low income schools that are here. So talking about the quality of education, there are also good schools that offer world class quality of education here. So Enugu, there are good schools here. Enugu is a place where you can come and raise your child. Be sure that they're getting the best of everything they have to get, education wise, morally wise, and everything. So guys, this is where I draw the curtain for today's episode. I hope you found all of this helpful. Were any of your questions answered in today's episode? If you have more questions, please drop them in the comment section. I'll be waiting for all of your other questions, contributions, comments in the comment section. And most importantly guys, please subscribe to my channel. Help me get to 10,000 subscribers, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching, and remember, you can order my merch, buy it, rock, rep your city, rep your neighborhood, rep whatever it is you want to rep in the cold city state of mind. Until I come here next time guys, bye.